Cease, Netherrealm, before you doom us all. Forth, Snake! I'm back to discuss MK Chronicles again. If you didn't watch the first part of this series, please do so because I'm not explaining this again. If you have a question, search the channel's other content to see if it's been answered already before you waste the creator's time, fool. Chapter 11, The Messenger's Sanctuary. This chapter follows Serena's entry into the Lin Kuei after almost dying in a blizzard trying to find Kuai Liang and tell him about Bihan's fate. It's a way to make their meeting less of a random accident and have its location actually match the artwork from her ending, as I explained on Wasted Potential. And she finally does something about that Brotherhood tattoo on her arm that she didn't even bother to cover up in over a decade. It also establishes Kuai Liang's duty over family mentality as he prioritises the fight with the Deadly Alliance over his planned incursion into the Netherrealm to face Bihan. Chapter 12, The Successor's Potential. The first second timeline chapter. Yes, even the bad ones can get chapters. This one is set at the start and end of MKX Chapter 3, with Johnny assuring Cassie that she earned her role as squad leader, and then Cassie confronting him over the ruse with the Lin Kuei. It really brings out Cassie's story potential in MKX with her introspection and doubting herself, followed by her being forced to confront her own weaknesses. Meanwhile, Johnny shows that he can simultaneously be a stern and loving father, and that he could easily have been up there with Chuck and Harry in my top 5 fathers in video games list, given the right material. Also, the cosplay costumes are canon. Chapter 13, The Shadow's Release. The first chapter based on Deception, the best in the series, fuck everyone, in jest, who says otherwise. This one is a kind of prelude to the next chapter, following Melina's release from her Edenian prison by her only constant companion and her induction into Onaga's forces. Onaga gives her an opportunity to fulfill both of her purposes as part of his plans, so she's more than happy to join his cause and do what she was made for. Chapter 14, The Shadow's Discovery. Following on from the previous chapter, this one sees Melina dispatched to the Flash Pits to search for anything useful that Shang Tsung may have left behind. She discovers an unfinished creature in what is an amalgamation of the obvious implication of what the Flash Pits were and the actual depiction in 2011, because the name gives you the impression of a pit lined with gore and viscera, but the actual thing is an Umbrella lab from some fantasy reimagining of Resident Evil. One commenter even said they felt a bit sick from reading the description, which I think is fucking, well, sick. We get a glimpse of what Melina can be like as a sibling as she takes it upon herself to try and finish this creature and find it a home. Flesh Pit's crew got done dirty by Netherrealm. Chapter 15, The Spectre's Wrath. This is one I'm not 100% on, honestly. The premise is that Shang Tsung heads to the Netherrealm to offer Scorpion a second chance if he agrees to protect him from Sub-Zero in the tournament. Without Quan Chi's involvement, Scorpion just kinda wills himself back to life like he was Kratos or something. It's kinda weird when compared to the rest of the series, but from a combination of Quan Chi is not a necromancer and fuck Quan Chi anyway, having Shang Tsung be involved made the most sense as a direction to go, and it fits with Sub-Zero's opposing objective. I think I've just warmed myself up to the idea as I wrote this. Chapter 16, The Sorcerer's Plans. I was reading an article about the production of the MK movie and read that there were plans for a koi pond on Shang Tsung's island. I liked the idea of Shang Tsung having a little pond with fish he likes to feed because villains are more interesting when they have a hobby to indulge in during downtime, and so I gave him one. It's also established here that Shang Tsung's defection to Outworld is the reason the Elder Gods established the rule that a warrior can't fight for the opposing realm anymore, though Shang Tsung is given a pass for being the first. Originally, it was going to be that Khan used an arcane ritual that changed Shang's official status to an Outworlder, but this version works better. Raiden comes to speak with him before the tournament, and I tried to capture a kind of begrudging respect almost, as the two just speak frankly without the conversation being dominated by antagonistic dialogue. They're professional is what I'm saying. Also, Shang views this whole Mortal Kombat business as a distraction from his own ambitions, which he's excited to get back to once this is finally over. Or so he thinks. Chapter 17, The Hero's Return. Taking place after the tournament, this one sees Liu Kang return to the Wuxi Academy in the aftermath of the attack and meets up with Kung Lao. While the story follows the rebuilding and the issue of Khan's challenge, I think this one mainly exists so I could pay off some of the setup from the hero's legacy, with Kung Lao's gifts proving useful in the tournament to give Lao some closure on his failure. Additionally, I used it to flesh out the Kung family a bit more, including how exactly Jin is related to Lao and Kang. And yes, champion and hero are both used interchangeably for Liu Kang and the Great Kung Lao in chapter titles. Chapter 18, The Royal Redemption. The longest chapter and one of the ones I'm most proud of. I actually had to split this one into 2 parts for the DeviantArt release because they don't let you have stories be very long on that website. This is an adaptation of Sindel, Jade, Liu Kang and Ermac's story in Deception, but with the two groups becoming one in their quest to save the mind-controlled Kitana and friends. It focuses mainly on Sindel, of course, as she redeems herself and repays her daughter for saving her when their roles were reversed. I also used the opportunity to delve a little into Tanya's mindset with her more villainous loyalty to Edenia. Her confrontation with Sindel towards the end was a struggle to write because I actually couldn't disagree with Tanya's argument. The fact that I came up with a pretty good rebuttal from Sindel could be a sign that the debate is pretty strong and not a one-sided strawman debate. Also, look out for a cameo from a character from MK Conquest. Chapter 19. The Champions 2. This is something of an epilogue to Chapter 18, following the two monks returning to the academy soon after the heroes are saved. Lao shows Kang's tomb to him, only to learn that the body is gone. Chapter 20. The Superstars Revival. This is the first Johnny Cage-centric story. Naturally, it's the start of a trilogy. The trilogy centres on Johnny's attempts to salvage his career. Part 1 is the pre-tournament story delving into his career from his days as a child actor and how he rose and subsequently fell thanks to his hateful ex-wife. Also, Johnny's agent is trying to get him a role in DC films to help revive his career. Honestly, there are really only two it could be, and only one of them should be played by Andrew Bowen in Injustice 3. From here, Part 2 continues post-tournament in the original timeline, and Part 3 does the same for the second timeline. Part 3 was postponed because of MK11's then impending release, and I felt it best to hold off in case MK11 gave us something I could use. It did not. It was then pushed further back by my uncertainty regarding the direction of Chronicles, which I'll discuss when it becomes more relevant. And that's it for now. I've also released some bios based on the series using Deception's first-person two-part format, with the intention of eventually giving every character one for each game. I, personally, think they're quite cool. If you liked this video, then read the damn stories already! This series has been ongoing for 4 years and most of you people still haven't read a single chapter. Come on now! Oh, and support me on Patreon like these fine people here. Today's recommended video is Mortal Kombat Flipbook by Etoilek1. It's a very impressive little flipbook video that I can't say much about without spoiling the whole thing, so just watch it. It's only a minute and a half long. Come on, just do it.